aboard!
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Woodsman Whack-Off, the series that puts two woodsmen face to face to see which competitor can whack off their log the fastest. That's what we call an innuendo. On today's episode, we welcome back the Echo CS590 Timberwolf. Last time it went up against the Husqvarna 455 Rancher, and there was some complaints that it wasn't quite a fair fight. At 59.8 cc's, some thought that the Timberwolf had an unfair advantage over the poor little 455. So, in today's matchup, we put the Timberwolf on the losing side of the scales. Our competitor is the Husqvarna 61, a classic firewood saw which is used as a benchmark for many to measure against. The 61 comes in at 61.5 cc's, clearly placing the Echo 590 at a disadvantage. Last time the 61 went into battle was against the Poland 3750 bad boy. The 61's defeat against a lowly Poland sent it into a bit of a depression, but now it's back and out for blood. Both saws are stock, with the exception of the 61 having a muffler mod, giving it yet a further advantage over the 590. Will the 61 be able to enact revenge upon the innocent Timberwolf? Or will it suffer yet another defeat? Let's find out. All right. There's Soft Hand Steve. Ooh. You see that where the 61 kicked up on him? He's not quite used to that. There's Benford picking up the Echo. Oh yeah, run your fingers through your hair. All right, these guys are warming them up and we're getting ready for the showtime. Here we go, revving them up and they go down into the wood. As always, both saws are running a Husqvarna 3/8 X-Cut chain. And yep, we see the Echo walk away with the win. Not by much though, honestly. The 61, this is an old design, guys. The 61 is pulling really good. It's doing really well. It's keeping up. It's a very old design in comparison to the Echo, and honestly, it's holding its own. It's doing good. Alright, here comes the vice grip. Both of these saws have really good torque, especially with a 20-inch bar. They pull good. They do really well. And even though the 61 is definitely getting beat, it's not by much. So there we go. Both a good run, good matchup. Benford, he still doesn't like Soft Hand Steve. So anyways, the winner is the Echo CS590 Timberwolf. Alright guys, let's see what Bodie has to say about it. Okay, hey guys, and welcome back. It's another Wednesday, and we got us another whack-off. So, that was a good matchup. That's what you want to see. I mean, one saw was clearly the winner, and the other saw lost. But it was close. It was good. Good matchup. So I look forward to getting more professional 60cc saws to go against the Echo, but I don't have them. So what you get is what I got, and so I don't even have that 61 anymore. I went ahead and sold it. I went to somebody on eBay. I believe he's a viewer of the channel. But anyways, 61's a great saw. You can't knock it at all. It's just really good, solid, reliable, pretty fantastic. Plus, not to mention that chassis can be bumped up to 72 cc's and easily, very easily. And it's just a great saw. It's a great platform. It's easy to work on. It's solid, reliable, got good torque, got decent revs. But anyways, I understand it's a farm saw, but you know what? So is that 590. The 590 was never intended to be their professional saw. The 620 is. So, so it is a good fair matchup. Aside from, the 61 was designed like, I don't know, like early 90s, the 61 went way back into the 80s, I think. I'm not sure about that. But anyways, it's an old design. And it's an open port, whereas the 590 is closed port. And it's a more modern design. It's a little old. I feel like the 590 probably came out sometime around, or some version of it, like maybe the 600. But it came out sometime around 2008, 2010. And again, I could be very wrong about that. I don't know. If you know, put it in the comments. I'd like to know for sure. Anyways, but you know what it's got me thinking about? That race was so close, and the Echo did win. You know what else beat the 61? And it was a really nice close race? The Binford Bad Boy. So, or not the Binford, I keep on doing that. the Poland Bad Boy, 3750, or the Poland Pro Super 380, whichever one you want to call it. But yeah, it beat the 61 in all 3 rounds, and it beat it pretty good. But I think it'd be a really, really good race to see it paired up against this Echo 590. So might see that next week. Anyways, I'm so glad that the whack-offs are back on. Man, it's still a little bit frustrating and heartbreaking that I lost all that footage. But, in the end, it works out because if you notice, on the footage that you just watched, the Husqvarna 61, that is older footage that I originally did in early December, mid-December, something like that. And I used a really nice camera, but it was rainy, and I believe some of that moisture got in the lens, which is causing the Husqvarna 61 footage to look like total shit in comparison to the Echo 590 footage. And so eventually spring is coming. Spring is coming, and we'll be able to actually have nice days to where I can reshoot this, all of these saws that I lost the footage of, as well as I'm fixing, this Sunday coming up here in 4 or 5 days from now, I will be starting to cut up the felled trees that are downed. Just simply, getting all the ducks in a row and getting set up to where I can go out there and get them. That's what I've been waiting on. I've been working towards, and I got 3 big oaks. Yeah, 3 big oaks that are down. I've got 2 or 3 other oaks that are perfect firewood size. You're looking at, about 16 inches or so of diameter. Just perfect firewood size. And I've got another oak that's been down for a while that I can get a little bit of firewood out of and stuff. So the point is I've got a lot of stuff that I can get, and it is time to start getting that stuff. Which means I will have at least one full setup. We're talking probably 16 feet. Maybe I'll go 12 feet cant of 14 by 14 red oak. That once I get that all set up, and I'm going to choose a different location. The location where I'm doing the whack-offs right now, I can't drive my tractor all the way up to them. And I don't like that. I didn't think it'd be a big deal in the beginning, but it's just a pain in the ass that I don't need. So I'm going to choose a location to where I can drive my tractor right up to it. That way I got the cant on there and I can just drive it up and sit it where it needs to be and walk away. Because driving part way there and then putting that big cant on an engine hoist and scooching it over and everything, I'm just asking to get hurt. And not to mention it's a difficulty I'm tired of. So anyways, I guess that's enough for this video. Whenever I get set up again, which is probably going to be in about 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks, something like that, like fully set up, and I have the ability to go out and retest all of these saws, what you'll get is, higher quality video. Because surprisingly, I've got 2 really good cameras, 2 really good ones, but my phone is by far the best camera I have. It is so crazy how that works out, Now, if I was wanting to take nothing but still photography, then I would choose my Sony. But yeah, the camera on my phone is the tits, man. That thing is so good. And anyways, you guys probably don't want to hear about that. But, somebody, who was it? Oh, I wish I could remember. And I can't really just go back and look all of a sudden. But somebody commented the tattoo on my hand. Explained the tattoo on my hand. He was saying it looks like it's covering something up. It's not. It's not covering up anything aside from my hand. But the story of this tattoo, I've had a lot of people, man. A lot of people say a lot of different things. The craziest thing is I had some people think that this tattoo meant that I was in the KKK. That's like, what? I really? That's where your mind went? You literally thought. And the lady did, and she wasn't afraid to say it. She's like, yeah, I truly assumed that you having that tattoo on your hand meant that you were in the KKK. Okay, wherever you get that from, I don't know. But the story of it is, okay, well, first I got to throw this out there. A lot of people have asked me about it. A lot. We're talking like probably 100 different people individually throughout the last 15 years or however long I've had it, have said, what's that mean? As if it has a meaning. It's weird to me because it's just a flame. It's just fire on my hand. But it depends on who it is. But most of the time, I just simply tell them, you don't want to know. And I let their mind just wonder what it is. It works great on like young men, like somewhere around the age of 20. I'm like, you don't want to know. And what? And they ask some more and stuff. And I said, listen, if I tell you, I got to kill you. Trust me. I did time. Something like that, But anyways, other people, I'll say something like, well, you've heard of people getting the teardrop, right? And I just walk away from the conversation. Let them think that I've killed somebody or something. But no, the story is, as with most tattoos, I got drunk, went into a tattoo parlor, sat down and drew it on my hand. And I said, start with black and you know, faded into the reds and yellows and stuff, like a jackass. And I got a tattoo. I thought it would look cool on my motorcycle. That's all it is. And I have tried to remove it, so that's probably why it looks so crappy. You can really see like getting liver spots and stuff like an old man. Yeah. But one of the times whenever I was trying to remove it, God, this is running along, but whatever. If you didn't want to watch, you wouldn't still be here. But I had a Honda CB750 that I had rebuilt and everything, and the cylinder head on that, a CB750 is a 4-cylinder, inline, right, like that, and the cylinder head goes on top and everything, and the studs are sticking straight up, out, all right? They're not bolts, they're studs that stick up, and you put a nut on the top. Well, I was putting that cylinder head back on. This right here, I had done some acid treatment on it, and so it was all scabby. It was all scabby. I regretted it about 2 days after I got it. I was like, what was I thinking? What was I thinking? Why did I get a tattoo on my hand? Anyways, so yeah, I'm putting on the cylinder head for this CB750. And I've got my ratchet. Or maybe I'm taking the old one off. Maybe that's what it is. Because I was really having to push hard. I was like, "Ugh!" And whatever I was doing, I was like this. And that bolt was sticking up. And this was all scab covered. And it slipped. And I went. And that happened. That's right there. See, right there. Where there's almost no ink. Well, that's because I rammed a bolt right into my hand, and I cried. I can remember I was 30 years old, and it happened. And you know, you do the right, and I go, oh, the tear. I remember thinking about that. I remember that going, oh my God, that literally just made me cry. A tear of pain. Sorry, maybe I'm getting more out of this story than y'all are, but that was really funny to me. Anyways, so to the guy who asked about the tattoo on my hand, I apologize for not having your name right on tap. But yeah, that's the whole story with the tattoo on my hand. Tattoos are bad. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't regret it much. I mean, you know, my life is good. And my wife swears up and down that this is the only reason she was interested in me. Seriously, she's like, yep, I saw that picture of you and you with the tattoo on your hand, and I thought this guy's cool. And if you knew my wife, you would be like, really? Tattoos? She doesn't seem like the kind of person that would think that tattoos are cool or sexy or handsome or anything. But I guess she liked that one. And so anyways, that's that. Thank goodness. But yeah, I can remember I got the first tattoo after I got out of the Air Force. And I was like, oh, I loved it. I loved it. That's this one. I got the thrush bird, which is, boy, it's hard to do this. I got the thrush bird. The thrush bird, that's actually Mr. Horsepower. He's one of the very first racing icons ever, right? So, got him, and then I decided I'm going to get these, the finish line checkered flags, and I was into building Cafe Racer motorcycles. So it says, Cafe Racer. And then I was like, well, let's go a step further. See, this little guy, he's on a motorcycle, and he's riding towards you, and flames are coming off of his shoulders. And that goes all the way around. And this right here is the Honda or Yamaha of Troy Dragon. Gosh, I can't believe I'm showing you guys this. I feel like a dork. But Honda of Troy. They're also known as Yamaha of Troy. And they were, at the time that I was doing most of my racing, they were the largest privateer motocross team that existed. And I was born in 1976, year of the dragon. You know, I'm a dragon. And so I'm like, yeah, cool, racing dragon. All of my stuff's racing icons. And then finally, lastly, that one's probably the most embarrassing. It's Thor. I've always liked mythology and Thor motocross equipment. Anyways, hey, you're young, you're stupid. You get one and you go, yeah, I love it. And I got the money for another. And you go get another and you go, yeah, I love it. Until one day, about 6 months into it all, I got all of mine within about 4 to 6 months. And I'm brushing my teeth in the morning, looking at myself in the mirror. And I can remember I stopped brushing and I went, I look like a fucking convict. And that was the end of my tattoos. See ya.